Hello and welcome back to Ordinary Miraculous with me, Harini Shekharan. In the last episode, we talked about faith and energy healing. In this one, I want to take a step back and look at the broader landscape where mind, body and spirituality intersect. If you're interested in this space, where do you even begin? In this episode, I'm actually going to talk about 5 bodies of work that have broadly influenced my thinking across psychology, neuroplasticity, yoga and devotion. If you're going to talk about the modern mind-body conversation, we have to begin with Louise Hay. She was the OG self-help guru in a time when nobody was talking about mind and body. Now her breakthrough work was You Can Heal Your Life, in which she talks about her own personal experience of being diagnosed with stage 4 cervical cancer. Now Hay chose to actually forego conventional medical treatments and she wanted to heal herself through affirmations, through emotional work, through therapy and through forgiveness. Now, she goes on to report in her book that she went into remission 6 months later and she lived a long and healthy life and passed away only in her 90s. She's very inspirational and you'll find a lot of her work on YouTube. Now, whether she completely healed herself through affirmations or whether there were multiple factors at play is really not very important. What is important is this: the central dogma of her work, which is that the way we speak to ourselves really matters, is true. The beliefs we hold about ourselves absolutely matters, and worthiness is central to healing. These facts are indisputable. Her work may be spiritual in tone, but she's also very psychologically sharp. The core principle of her work, which is that you are enough and you are worthy, have actually carried on to many modern thinkers. And then there is Joe Dispenza. He is the most scientific of all the people that I'm going to talk about because he actually frames transformation through neuroscience. His books include Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, You Are the Placebo, Becoming Supernatural, among others. He talks about neuroplasticity, mental rehearsal, and how sustained emotional states can actually alter biology. Now, he conducts retreats across the US and Europe, and people are tracked biometrically during the retreats. Many people have actually reported miraculous transformations, including recovery from stage 4 cancers, multiple sclerosis, cystic fibrosis, and certain other things that if I talk about in this video, you'll actually become very skeptical. But here is the real philosophical question. If belief can actually alter physiology, how far does that extend? How much do your thoughts actually influence the material world? The third person I want to introduce to you is Marissa Peer. Now, she approaches the same territory but from a psychological perspective. She's the pioneer of rapid transformational therapy, where she argues that you do not have to sit through years of therapy in order to resolve your issues. Her framework is quite simple. She believes that most of our struggles originate in core beliefs that we formed about ourselves during our childhood, the most important of which is, I am not enough and I am not worthy. You can see how this is very similar to Louise Hay, but what Hay talks about from a spiritual perspective, Marissa Peer talks about from a psychological perspective. Her framework for resolution is also quite simple. Identify the core belief, reframe it, and reinforce a new narrative. Now, she's written a lot of books. The ones that I can recall are I Am Enough, Tell Yourself a Better Lie. She has a lot of other resources available on the internet as well. You should really check them out. I think you'll find her interesting. People actually call her the brain hacker. Now, the fourth person I'm going to talk about is probably the most controversial of all of them, at least in India. I'm talking about Sadhguru. Now, Sadhguru does not really talk about symptom by symptom healing, but he talks more about balance and alignment. Practices like the Shambhavi Mahamudra and Isha Kriya are actually framed as inner practices that lead to both physical and emotional well-being. Now, the interesting thing is that a study has actually been conducted on regular practitioners of the Shambhavi Mahamudra, and they have found that these people reported lower stress levels and much better emotional well-being. They also reported some other benefits, all of which we don't have to go into right now. In this particular case, the premise is pretty simple. Balance the system and bring it into alignment, and well-being will follow in all aspects of life. Finally, there is the Sai Satcharitra. Now, this is not psychology, it's not neuroscience, it's pure spirituality and devotion. This is a book that recounts the life and the teachings of Sai Baba of Shirdi and numerous instances of healing, of miraculous protection, financial resolution and whatnot. Many devotees actually use it to read it in one saptaha, which is in a period of 7 days, or in a chalisa, which is a period of 40 days, with specific intentions. And in a way that defies logic, I've seen these intentions come true in my life as well as in the life of other people. Now, you could call it a coincidence, you could call it psychological alignment, but I call it grace. Now, for the skeptics out there, what surrender does at a minimum is it removes the how out of the equation, and many times that is enough. What strikes me about these 5 parts is not that they're identical, because they are not, but they all challenge the same fundamental assumption that we are passive recipients of our biology. They all say that in some manner, through identity reframing, belief, devotion, or through surrender, you can change the quality of your lived experience. Perhaps the real revolution is this. What if the divide between mind, body, and something bigger is not as fixed as we were led to believe all along? That question alone is incredibly powerful. This is Ordinary Miraculous with Harini Shekran. Becoming supernatural.